question. Like, when I knew zero about this, yes, I know who a UX designer is. Yes. We have one at Dream Data. We don't have a UX writer. No. So can you give me an example of a copyright and a UX writing? What are those two differences? So we start with that.
So traditionally, a copywriter has a focus on selling, especially with product-led companies. They have to write copy that attracts potential customers, that drives them through the funnel, so they eventually convert. It's usually marketing, sales that has these people working in those departments.
So blog content.
Blog content is a big one. Content. Yeah, marketing website, things like that. A UX writer sort of takes over the user once they've converted, and then it becomes all about being in the product UI. So our job is to make the product UI as clear and useful and concise as possible. You don't have a lot of noise in the product UI. You want it to be as intuitive as possible. And having something be intuitive takes a lot of hard work. You want users, we always kind of joke around and say, we have done our job if people never noticed that we were ever there. If it was so obvious and so clear that they just finished doing the task at hand. And we always say that UX writing is maybe not even half, 50% of writing. It's not about writing. It's about doing the research, figuring out what to say. It's not about the copy on the button. It's about figuring out what the button is supposed to do and if it should even be there.
Yeah.
So that's
it's a lot more UX oriented, where copywriting is more creative writing. Another way we like to sort of distinguish is like the copywriting aspect is really like giving a promise. So when you're out selling people, you're promising like this is what Dream Data is going to deliver on. But then they start using the Dream Data app or the online product. And are you actually delivering on that promise? That's up to the UX writer now to sort of take the baton and help onboard them and make sure that they actually that Dream Data retains them. Because it's unfortunate, Laura, if you spend all this time bringing in the customers and then
you drop the ball,
your UXers drop the ball, so then they stop using Dream Data because the product's not good enough, right? So it all has to work together. The journey doesn't end. This user journey that you're very focused on in Dream Data doesn't end once they start using the product. It continues, and you want to keep them.
So fantastic. And if copywriting's goal, more or less what I hear is like to bring in the client to the door, what is the goal of UX writing?
It's to keep them. You had a great post a few months ago where you talked about that people don't care about your company. They don't care about your product. And we sort of have the same mentality where once we get people in the door, we want to make sure that our product actually solves a problem for them and does so with as little effort and time as possible. We cannot assume that people are going to take the time to read everything and to put in a lot of effort to figure out how something works. It has to be clear at first glance. And that is a combination of UX design and UX writing. And UX writing is so powerful because it is the most human part of a UI. It's language. If you don't have words, you end up with shapes and colors. You end up not quite knowing where to go next, what to do.
We quite often say that we design with words.